just want to thank you all for, supporting my videos. And, like roasting Lagena is a way for me to, process this because, like I said, I was thoroughly upset about what I experienced. I mean, I will reiterate that bitch did a ritual on us. If you watch that blue couch interview, that was a ritual. Equipped with symbols, mantras, using certain days where there's higher energy for Aaliyah. I mean, just some really dirty shit. So I am going to continue to stay on this toad and until she stops claiming to be Aaliyah's daughter because, like I said, I mean, behind the scenes, she's still collecting money. But if she watched this video, I'm just telling you that everything you collect under the name of Aaliyah, that shit is cursed. And that's only the beginning. What you saw in my last video was only the beginning. That was the seed. I am working your ass until you get the fuck off of Aaliyah. You're not African American. And even if you were African American, that's just the wrong thing to do, to someone's ancestor like that. And I predict that there's going to be nothing but chaos. I really don't give a fuck, because you guys don't give a fuck. So why should I, There is one point where I had an awakening, a spiritual awakening through doing vigorous yoga exercises and meditations on my chakras, and even going to retreats and just focusing in on like activating my chakras and getting my chakras cleared. So in doing so, I got connected with my ancestors. I mean, that root chakra is serious business. And quite specifically, my slave ancestors. And wow, my heart, every time I think about them, my heart just bleeds for them. And it was offensive to me to see someone who is not African American perform a ritual on someone who is African American. And I got tears running down my face. I'm gonna stop and clean myself up here in a little bit, but I'm emotional over this because for her to, in a lot of ways, enslave the energy of a beloved, iconic ancestor, and to will Aaliyah's energy in a ritual, that pisses me off. And my husband is African, and we talked about honoring his ancestors. And this bitch just sits on a channel, and I want to say that the motherfucker who recorded this shit, I just want you all to know that shit, money's coming from that shit. That ritual is fucking cursed. That is fucked up. And it's fucked up that you, Jaguar, as an African American, would do this shit to Aaliyah and her family. The people who love her. You guys just don't give a fuck. That pisses me off.
had a dream. Well, it was just some weird stuff leading up to it. So when I was like, yeah, I think 12, I think my room was haunted. I'm pretty sure because I just had the worst luck in my motherfucking room. So haunted to the point I'm like, no, I'm not sleeping in there. I'd rather sleep in somebody else's room versus my own room. And it's crazy. It was an orange room, and I probably didn't like orange now, but orange is my favorite color now. So back then it was like my orange room was haunted. So it was nighttime, and I usually keep like my door open and it had the hallway light on, and so that particular night I'm like, I'm not gonna turn it on. I don't, because it kind of keeps me up anyway because I'm a light sleeper, so it just kind of interfere with my sleep. Little did I know. So that night I went to sleep, and then I had woke up and just like normally playing in my dream, just like having like a normal day, like it was like a regular day for me, like I was awake but I wasn't. But I didn't know at that time. I didn't know I was in a dream. So I remember playing, and then I remember like some couple, they had rung the doorbell, and I'm like, hi, how you doing? Like, and he was like, oh, we just here, we seen your backyard, we like it so much that we want to get married, have a wedding in the backyard, and can we see it? So I'm like, okay, I'll go ask my dad, like, I'll go ask him. And then, surprisingly, he said yes, they can use his backyard. And then it was like, they had a son that was around my age. And it was like, he kind of looked at like that little boy from motherfucking, what's that vampire movie back in the day? In the old Disney Channel, had like the brother sister that was vampires, and then they had a little boy that was human, and then they had the whistle. That boy that was a vampire looked like him. And with me, my dreams never just really be just regular dreams. It could be just be supernatural, but it don't be not like no nightmare dream. I never had like a nightmare dream before. Which is crazy because I always watch scary movies. So anyway, I had a their son was right there. My throat is fucking dry. Their son was right there, and then they was like, baby, their son was right there, and he was like, they was like, well, we wanted you both to marry each other, and I'm like, me and him, no. Me and him, he's like, well, you don't have no choice, and blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, the bitches turn into vampires, and I'm like, oh shit. So somehow our dad was like, was trying to help us escape, but he kind of showed us to like this weird ass garage. It was kind of like somebody else's. I'm like, why we in here? But he was like, y'all go hide under there, make sure you don't come out, and do da da da, and he just disappeared.
Just want y'all to know too that shitty art of Lagena's is cursed too. If y'all want to sit up here and buy and purchase from the place that you think that that bitch is associated with Aaliyah, then you know what? Your shit is gonna dry up too. Go ahead and support them motherfuckers. Like Jaguar is out, okay? And she is out trying to set her husband up again, calling the police and telling them that Gerald has a Glock. You know, this woman is out of control. And Legina's dumbass is sitting there along for the ride, but that's okay. because that's another thing. Fucking with Aaliyah's energy got you into a situation that where you don't even know that you're in a fucked up, dangerous situation, bitch. That's what happens. You know, you need to recognize that Aaliyah was a Capricorn, and before she transitioned, she played a vampire. As beautiful as you are, Aaliyah. Hello. You know, baby girl sucked the nutrients out of your ass. I mean, I hope you know that obesity is a sign of malnourishment. You need to Google that bitch. I'm serious. You need to leave her spirit alone. She's just giving you the butt in, and it's dangerous. You know, and I say that because okay, I'm gonna have to tell you guys that about Aliyah and just how dangerous her spirit is. Okay, how powerful her spirit is. I for a lot of years there are certain celebs, my favorite celebs, that have transitioned, that I have set up altars and to honor them, not to fucking slave them, Lagena, to honor them because they've been through a lot. But you can't get in touch with that because you're not fucking African American. I've been in contact with Lagena for the past week, and it's been stressful for me. Um, Trying to get her social media shut down. I don't know if I got one of her channels shut down. She had like 1,000 or something subs on that, and I had called her. I meant to call her a bitch, and autocorrect changed it to butch, and that bitch sent that to Instagram and reported me. A fucking scammer reported me. That is just fucking incredible. I mean, it's just incredible. Um, and I was able to explain what was going on, and I'm not sure if they shut it down or not. I can't access it. I know that if she has the ability to block me, I'm blocked. I can't um, access her channel on YouTube anymore. I have been hounding her, and I'm gonna be honest, is that I have been throwing insults at her too because that's fucked up, and I want her to I want her to report my channel again. Um, report my post, I mean, so that I can have the opportunity to tell them that she's scamming, because what happened was she jumped to another account, but there's not that many subs on there. It is growing because I am like a fucking hawk on her social media. I mean, whatever I can do to keep track to see if she's on it. She still has fake fraudulent content stating that Aaliyah is her mom and she won't remove that. And I'm just letting her know right now that shit is cursed, bitch. And I'm going to show you something too. I'm going to show you that you're not getting away with what you're doing. That in fact, that Aaliyah is fighting back, bitch. You came out as Aaliyah's daughter and you're just trying to weaponize everything. You're trying to, you don't want me to look at the obvious, bitch. And that is crazy. Like, I'm going to have to pretend that I don't see the obvious here. And that's not fair. bitch. I refuse. I refuse. I mean, there's too much shit that you guys make up today in today's society that I did not hear back in the days. But I refuse to allow this bitch to define ugly privilege. Okay, I refuse. All right. I'm just letting you know, Lagena, that ritualizing Aaliyah's energy for gain, you're just getting a butt in. You're not getting her true energy. You're getting some trickster energy. I mean, like, look at you on that blue couch, looking like a shark. She had you looking like a piece of shit. I mean, like, literally. I mean, girl, you better recognize. I mean, but like with that Aries moon, I mean, like, shit, there's no time for contemplation, but you better recognize before this shit is too late. Kind of anxious to see what Aaliyah does next to your ass. I mean, shit, she like really, really fucked you up, girl. I mean, you need to look at some before and afters, but then again, like I said, you're a pick apart bitch. So you need angles and light and shit in order to look good, because as soon as you start moving in the camera, I mean, it's all done. But yeah, you have to freeze. You have to freeze so we can see some really nice features. But you got something doable there, but Aaliyah's just fucking that up. I mean, like, what's next? She's just beating you with the fucking ugly stick. I mean, your own ugly stick, for sure, but she's beating you with that motherfucker. I mean, look at your pictures here. Like, Aaliyah is going to knock your ass to the motherfucking circus if you don't stop fucking with her, bitch. And then you're gonna have to go there to the circus and scam the freaks, But you know what? You'll be at home then. That's your real family. You're right. Last live, you were looking like a knuckle and knee combo. I have to admit, you know, just a pair of knuckle and knees. Go figure. I'm changing your last name too. I think you need a complete overhaul. How about gold plated, bitch? You're giving me bumps and irritation. Ever since you started scamming with Jaguar in person, you broke out all over the top of your face. I saw that last live that you did, scamming and claiming to be Aaliyah's shit. I mean, her daughter. But it's all good, all right? What Gina gold plated. Bitch, for your next scam, I have 2 words: catfish. I have taken a lot of psychology classes. And so I'm going to go ahead and let's take a look at Legena's artwork here, because she was working on that for a couple of weeks. And I saw some things that are pretty interesting, that I thought, some symbols in there that I thought was interesting. At first, really, I made a joke out of it. And then I saw some serious shit. And I was like, ooh, I better close that book. So first of all, we replace the face that is not Legena's with Legena face, because this is about Legena. Her art is about her. Okay. So we have the color yellow, which is associated with the solar plex chakra. And that has a lot to do with the ego and your will. And so we see that Lagena is very much so situated in her ego. And those cowrie shells are at the bottom. Why aren't they in the head? Why can't they bring wisdom? It's like it's at the bottom, and which kind of tells me that that's where a lot of her focus is. I mean, I heard that Lagena sold a little ass, so it makes sense that those cowrie shells would be peppered throughout the body, and then you see the body is small up top and bigger at the bottom. And that's kind of how Lagena shape was before she started fucking with Aaliyah's energy in August. Because Aaliyah just just sucked the nourishment out of that bitch and blew her up. But another thing with that picture is that I'm just serious, Lagena. Is that some shit? Because That's just too much, girl. That looks like a shit slide. Okay, I'm serious. Like, no chocolate, didn't give me like the munchies or no shit like that. I'm just looking at shits and bananas. And, pretty much, there's one banana on there, one cup banana, but there was other cup bananas. She finished it up with two other cup bananas. And so I just went ahead and named that shit and nanas, so, and then I was laughing over it because I always crack myself up. And I was laughing over it. And I was like, oh shit, Nana's, Nana, that's her father. What the fuck happened? Because those are obvious bananas. I don't know. They're not wood chips. They're nanas, nanas. Lagena, I have another 2 words: cosplay. Jaguar, stay away from witches. Okay? I'm just telling you, as someone who lived most of her life as a Christian, is that you're taking bubblegum into a knife fight. Okay? I had to run away from that religion because that symbol, their deity, is a human sacrifice. So you're sitting up here embracing a religion, and then you're playing with witches, and they're playing with dark forces. Okay? That's some dangerous shit. You're an easy target. And then you have Lagena right there. Wow. Woo. Y'all, just stay tuned, because I just have a feeling that if Jaguar is not committed again, for some time and get some serious help, something is going to happen. So, and she already have those roots on her, and walk with the ancestors. I love your eyes. Beautiful eyes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Lagena, you're fucking gross. Ugly, 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 ugly. And I want to say too, like, some time ago, I went to a Christian college, and I met 2 girls who I became friends with, and one was super cute aesthetically, and one was a cheerleader. And when I first met her, I didn't think she was so cute, and in fact, I was wondering, why was she a cheerleader? And I tell you, after months of getting to know those 2, that everything flipped. The person who was a cheerleader, who I thought initially was not attractive, she was so beautiful to me. She was such a sweetheart. Every time I think about her, yeah, she was such a beautiful person. And I just want to say, Lagena, like, you really should have worked on your personality, because, everything that goes on with our personality is learned behavior. And but it's difficult for people to change. And given um, your astrological makeup, with that Gemini sun and that Aries moon, yeah, I don't know, because that Aries energy is primitive. And Aries, are good for bravery and good for clearing the way. But the Aries energy is very, very impulsive and very primal, and very aggressive, very sexual. And so I just see, like, her and Jaguar, that whole dynamic just being so messy and dangerous. Um, and I believe that she's feeding Jaguar. She's feeding that fire. Yeah, with that Aries moon, she's definitely feeding the fire. Yeah, she's definitely messy. She's a messy bitch. And Jaguar needs to be aware. She needs to be aware of Jaguar too. I don't know which bitch is dangerous. Like I said, they're both playing Connect Four at this point. No more chess. Straight Connect Four.